These kind of gatherings help to recharge us about why we joined the movement and why we should continue. And they help us to begin to increase our deposits, our spiritual bank account. So I want to just read a few. I was going to many letters around this period, and I found maybe 4 or 5 I want to share with you. Now, of course, these are all personal letters, but I think as we look at the history of the preaching in Yugoslavia, they will have some value to all of us. I mean, let us just go for a little time trip back in the past. When we go back to 1977, some of you were quite young then, some of course weren't even born. And what you know from history or what you experienced, you know what things were like in the country at that time. Srila Prabhupada was on the planet. There were no temples here in Yugoslavia. And I was a 26-year-old boy, American boy coming into the country. And as a Satyananda Maharaj, we had something in common. I came in the country with a wig. It was already strange enough. Light body, wig, American. And I was in suits, briefcase, business card. That was some of our introduction to spreading Krishna consciousness here. Coming in disguise, sneaking books in various special vans and cars we had, and hiding invoices so no one would know what we were doing. So much of the history was sort of, discreet, initial history. Baba's example of coming in like a needle and coming out like a plow. Or in farming and gardening, you plant seeds, and seeds get watered in different ways. So throughout the communist countries, we were mainly trying to reach the professors at the universities, the directors of the museums, and the directors of libraries. Our main focus was how to get the entire Bhagavatams, Chaitanya Charitamritas, into the libraries. Maybe many of you have gone to different libraries throughout what was Yugoslavia. You saw books in some of the libraries. We're also getting the professors to use the books in their courses, either directly or as reference texts. And we're also getting them to write reviews after they read the book, then to write a review. So that's the scene now, 1977, where Prabhupada is on the planet, and he is very excited about this special kind of work that's going on in the communist countries. Maybe I'll read 1 or 2 lines leading up to 1970. This is 1974 here. Prabhupada writes a short letter to the director at that time of the BBT, Ramaswamy in Los Angeles. He said, the report of the BBT Traveling Library Party is something new for us. And this is also only the beginning. This is a letter in 1974. Please give my heartfelt thanks to those boys, Sriman Mahabodhi Das Brahmachari and Sriman Ghanashyama Das Brahmachari. We were the two who trained up the other devotees. Prabhupada writes, these books are specially meant for the intellectual class of people in your countries. And I have great hope in the results of this preaching at the universities. These 2 letters set the stage. This is also 1974. Prabhupada says, I'm very glad to hear of the continual success of the library distribution. This is the most important engagement. Do not doubt this. This very important engagement of visiting the professors and the colleges and libraries and getting the standing orders. So you understand, the way this was constructed was that they would sign a form saying they wanted all of Prabhupada's books. And they were signing saying they want all that are now available, as well as when they're written, they should automatically come and see to them. So it's like a writer's dream to have people who are already waiting for the book, even before the book is finished with the writing. When you see the next letters, you'll see how happy Prabhupada was, particularly about the books going out in this part of the world. Prabhupada showed a special happiness and excitement especially about the preaching in the Muslim countries and in the former communist countries. Why? For many reasons. One, because he was so merciful. He knew there were extra complications here, as well as he knew there were special souls. And therefore, he was so eager to hear about what was going on here that when he would receive letters from this area, he would literally stop everything. When I was here in Yugoslavia and a few of the other countries, especially Yugoslavia, we would be writing Prabhupada almost every week on the order of Prabhupada's secretaries of seeing how much Prabhupada wanted to hear about what was going on. I was particularly ordered to write Prabhupada as much as possible. Now, of all the communist countries at that time, We sold more of Prabhupada's books here in Yugoslavia than any of the other countries. There was something special about the karma, something special about the souls who were to come here. I personally owe the yatra much of my own spiritual life, because my most intimate exchanges with Srila Prabhupada came from being particularly here. I was thinking again, no accident that a few years ago that by Krishna's arrangement that I'm also here, to be with him. I think it's also no accident, now I'm writing books myself, something on the side, because no accident that my books are published here before they come out in any other country. I can't even understand it. We are writing the books in English. We send the books here, and they translate, typeset, print, and they print before we print the book in English. When I read these letters, you understand how much Prabhupada was concerned about here, how special you are, and also how we're all connected. Some of the letters we sent to Prabhupada from here, Prabhupada would read them over 15 different times to different people. When most important people would come in to see Prabhupada, he would ask Jamal Krishnamurti especially, go get the letters from Yugoslavia. And a lot of this was in Prabhupada's last months before he became very sick and left the planet. Understand, you were very much in Prabhupada's conscience in the last days, last months before he left this planet. You are extremely blessed, and that's why you have so many heavy challenges. Where there's much mercy, where there's much blessings, there is also great assaults from Maya. Here's a letter, June 6, 1977. Now at this time, Prabhupada has become very ill, and he's no longer writing the letters himself. The report comes in, Tamal Krishna reads the report to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada speaks some answer, Tamal writes it down, and then he sends it to me. At that time, myself and one who was a sannyasi, Guru Das, we were here together in the country. So it was just two of us. My name then was Ghanashyama. Writes, my dear Ghanashyama Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. I've been instructed by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada to thank you for your telegram he just received. The news of the success in booking 9 standing orders in communist Yugoslavia has very much enlivened Srila Prabhupada. So now this time, Prabhupada was so eager to hear, we didn't even send a letter this time, I sent a telegram. It is a great success. This is substantial life. Srila Prabhupada was referring to the fact that although his body is now ill and can stop functioning at any moment, this preaching work is eternal, and therefore Prabhupada refers to it as substantial life. Srila Prabhupada went on to say, these are quotes, thus thou art and thus thou wilt become. Thus, how do you translate that? Thus thou art and thus thy will become dirt. Do not worry about my body, but see that its preaching goes on. The communists are intelligent, but they are simply misguided. Now it is in your hands. I'm sure, therefore, it will be successful. Kindly go on in this book distribution, now this is tomorrow, as it gives Srila Prabhupada great solace and pleasure. His Divine Grace is not all good now. All the GBCs have recently come, and we're chanting 24 hours for Srila Prabhupada. Please pray for his quick recovery. So keep in mind now, Prabhupada is very ill. He's wrapping up his pastimes, and one of his major desires is to hear about the preaching that's going on here in this part of the world. Another letter, June 23rd, 1977. I've been instructed by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada to reply to your letter from Yugoslavia. His Divine Grace was extremely enthused to receive your glorious reports. Now keep in mind, Prabhupada is ill. I'm sending him reports 5 to 8 pages long. Can you imagine that? Very detailed about what is going on here. Prabhupada is anticipating it, asking for it. When the report comes, stops everything, and asks for the report to be brought in. He appreciated the humorous style of your writings, and he commented about it. Srila Prabhupada stated, my books are the real communism. I am working for the whole society of men. My philosophy is to unite the human society on the basis of Krishna consciousness. And that is actually happening all over the world. Why a black man working for me and a white man? How much potency our Ghanashyama has? Practically he's preaching in the jungle. They do not know his language, and still persons are giving standing orders. He is so empowered. I never expected standing orders from the communist countries. Now I can understand. They have lost all sense, and there is great hope for Krishna consciousness. That was Prabhupada. Now this is Tamal speaking. I can honestly say that of all the reports received by Srila Prabhupada, where the book distribution, reports are the topmost in enthusing his grace. Of so many reports are coming all over the world distributing books, so many management reports. In these reports of Yugoslavia, Prabhupada was, Tamal was saying that they're enthusing Prabhupada more than any other reports. As Prabhupada is wrapping up his pastimes on this planet. Then Tamal finishes. There's no doubt you have a place in Srila Prabhupada's heart. Just two more we'll share. This is June 30th, 1977. Tamal writes, Dear Ghanashyama and Guru Swami, I've been instructed by His Divine Grace to thank you for your letters. The reports on Yugoslavia gave Srila Prabhupada the greatest enthusiasm and encouragement. Srila Prabhupada has had me read the first part of your report to not less than 10 important gentlemen at different times who have come to see His Divine Grace just in the last week. In every case, they are wonderstruck at the exploits in penetrating the Iron Curtain. The latest report, I am sure, will be read to many persons who come to visit Srila Prabhupada. While hearing how the people were taking standing orders, Prabhupada spoke. These are wonderful things. People are staring at him as if something is wrong. I was going all over the country. Some places I've gone, people never saw a black body before. And one, I forgot the city. One city, I was walking down the street. And one man was so shocked, he just looked at me in his car, and he ran into a polehead accident. You can see it was amazing Krishna's mercy. I mean, I'm American. I stand out like anything. I'm smuggling books. I'm going in now to see professors. People are not supposed to be seen. I'm just obvious as hell. But still, the books are being sold. Baba says, our books are not for philosophical speculation. In spite of all the obstacles, Srimad Bhagavatam is going strong. How much he is subjected to, how much he's having to experience. They do not speak his language, he do not speak theirs. It is a tough subject. Still, Bhagavatam is being sold. Now, twice, Satyananda was Maharaj then, and I think Bhakti Chumaraj, told me that they personally saw when a letter came from Yugoslavia, is the next letter, and Prabhupada was hearing it. Prabhupada went into trance.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,